Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition, Destihl Brewery's Vertex IPA Revisited. Had this last month, and there was something obviously wrong with it. It blew up out of the can. It tasted, with that sweet and sour sauce thing, and then the company contacted me and said, can you give us the date code? And I did, and they said, oh yeah, the thing was outdated, and it shouldn't have been sold at that store. Well, when I'm like at a place, let's say I'm at Acuista Paces in Covington, Louisiana, I'm just pulling stuff out of the coolers, but I'm not checking all the dates. So, which is a problem, because if you rely on these stores to make sure it's not expired, forget it. They're mostly not going to do that. But anyway, the lady, Katie there at Destihl, said, we're going to send you some fresh ones and we want you to revisit it. And I said, I'll be glad to do that. So thank you, Katie, for this and some other things which I will show. And they had an interesting way they packed it in a box with these special styrofoam cylinder structures that were designed obviously to stack beer in a box. So it's interesting, like I said, way to do it. I've not seen that before. And it was delivered by FedEx, Federal Express. This is 6.3% alcohol at 76 international bitterness units. It was introduced in 2012. Like I said before, it gets a good score on Beer Advocate and an 88 out of 100 on Rate Beer, 77 out of 100 for the style. So, favorable scores. And they also sent me I'll show those other ones. I'll do revisits and new reviews. Some of the stuff they sent is not even available in Louisiana. And they sent me this can insulator, Destihl, established in 2007. And some stickers. I'll stick them on something. Thank you. And then in the letter, she was saying, I know that you're not a fan of IPAs, so we sent these other things. Now, I don't know where this is coming from. I'm not a fan of IPAs. I've had other people comment on that on my videos, like, you just don't like IPAs, India Pale Ales. And I said, yes, I do. If you look at all my reviews for IPAs, they're almost always favorable. The average score is probably an A or an A minus. It's in the A. It's in the excellent range. I can offhand name a bunch of IPAs that I like and that I crave sometimes. So I've said I don't care for wheat beers. I don't like wheat beers. I mean, there's some very good ones out there, but there's some characteristics about wheat beers that I don't care for. So, and I don't like some other obscure styles, but of the major styles, I guess wheat beers be the ones I dislike the most. And I still enjoy drinking them. Well, you notice it did not explode out of the can. Good sign on this cloudy, slightly chilly morning, Thursday morning. Cream colored head, orange, kind of glowing appearance with this ambient light. Some lazy bubbles. Okay, so now it's setting up like it should. All right. And I don't know if the age, personally, I don't know if being old would make it blow up out the can, because I had the Hardcore IPA from Scotland, the Brewdog Hardcore, and that thing was 5 years old. 5 years old. It didn't blow up or anything, and I guess it's so strong of an IPA that it didn't even taste dull. It still had a lot of hop bitterness. So, whatever the case, something happened, but now, yeah, this smells like you would expect it to smell. A little pungent, and people are going to say, oh no, here he comes with the white bread, the white bread crust. Yeah, because that's the way I perceive it. To me, most IPAs, India Pale Ales, have that character. Now the British ones, they're a little maltier and more caramel and all of that. But for a mid-American, mid-USA, Illinois, northern, from the old Northwest territory. There's a floral, more a flowery hop note than any kind of pine. So the whole thing is really mild. It's mild. And the aroma, now the taste, hey, maybe it's going to be pretty bitter. 70, what did I say, 76 IBU? So, and in my opinion, or for my preference, the higher, 76, the higher the bitterness units, the better. Like 102. Hop stupid. I love that stuff. It's so intense, and a lot of people run from it, but when you drink it, you'll find out it's really not that bitter. Yeah, same thing. The bread crust, the sweetness, the white bread, the slight spiciness from the hops, and the moderate bitterness from hops, but not overly bitter. Okay, so many times the number, you say 76, oh my, and then in reality it really is not. It could be that the beer is so sweet on the malt end that the bitterness doesn't really come through. But generally it will build. Now if you sip down through this 12-ounce can, you'll notice bitterness kicking in the back of the sip. The mouthfeel is medium, a little slick, little bit. The finish is on the dry side. It's refreshing, it's easygoing. And now, okay, so we have the correct one. I could say, I must say, I will say, yeah, it's an A. See, now the bad one, I gave it a D. It was drinkable, but it was bad. Now this is like a totally different world. It's a solid A beer. I like the distilled beers that I've had. You know, I was favorable towards them. So I'm really looking forward to these other ones. So I appreciate the shipment that I received last night. Came back from the baseball game. The box was on my porch steps, and I said, there it is. So thank you, Katie. And to let you in the beer reviewing and viewing and drinking and appreciating world, I do like India Pale Ales. And I don't know what else to say about it. Now, am I very good at describing them? Not necessarily, but I do like them. I'm appreciating the bitterness coming in to play more. On the sweetness scale, it's probably 3 out of 5 sugar cubes. Could be 3.5. On the bitterness scale, yeah, it's a 4 out of 5 hop cones, and could be edging even higher. So this is a good revisit. I'm going to revisit that red ale, that red sour, for sure. I love red ales, and for a while I was not favorable toward red ales. It seemed like that tannic thing drove me away, but I got used to it now. I like it. Excuse me. So once again, laissez les bon temps relais, an A this time, and I'm going to end. So check out the still, and a lot of people tell me I can't get it in my area. We do get a fair amount of them here, like at Martin Wine Cellar, Stein's Deli, for whatever reason. So, and y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.